It's a pretty strange situation here right now because we've had a huge number of cases that have come up in the last 24 hours itself. Like we've had 86,000 cases in the last 24 hours, which is the single highest jump that we've seen all this while. Also, officially, the death toll is around 69,000, and that was on September 4. And unfortunately, India also lies in one of those countries where the death recording as well as analysis of death has remained poor. So when we say that the numbers have been 69,000 in comparison to the number of cases that we are seeing of COVID itself, we feel, and many experts have constantly pointed out, that there is definitely some uncertainty in the mortality numbers that we are officially seeing. Also, there have been some investigations being done by media saying that the official tally of burial grounds in big cities have not matched the official death count that has been shown by the government itself. And hence, there's this confusion around how many people are really dying of COVID. Also, what's happening is that...
Go ahead.
Yeah, also what's happening, another major thing that's happening is that COVID is now spreading in rural areas of India. And so many people would not reach the hospital in time. If they die, they wouldn't reach the hospital. And hence the registration of death is not done. And once the registration is not done, the official number itself would be low in that case. So it is being said that the surveillance system in India is definitely missing COVID-19 deaths amongst those who are not being registered and also amongst those who are not being tested as of now. So there's this entire speculation as to are we really missing some numbers, some real numbers that would matter in our COVID count.
Avantika, I want to ask you, because I've seen that there's a spike in cases over in New Delhi, in Maharashtra. What are the guidelines in place in India? Because here in France, for instance, in Paris, at least if you go out on the street, you need to wear a mask. You need to wear a mask if you take the metro. What are the guidelines in place in India, and who's setting these guidelines? Is it done on a national level, or is it regional authorities?
Yeah, I would say that, when the pandemic had just started, we saw a very national sort of response to the entire situation as to, it's one nation thing and we have to fight against the virus, and we all saw that narrative. But as the virus sort of expanded and the pandemic went more and more, we saw that there was this big fragmentation in the entire country. And that is because we have a central system here, and then we have states who get who are answerable to the central national system which is in place. And hence, these states also have some answerability, but also some independence in how they function. So, for instance, when the surge had just happened, the state of Kerala, which is southern state in India, was functioning very well in terms of tracking the numbers, and hence other states were sort of looking at what strategies in hand and how they can sort of adapt to the strategy of other states. But now, currently what's happening is that while the unlocking has started, the economy is opening up, we see that the states are not equipped enough, they do not have enough public infrastructure in place, and because the economy is not functioning so well, they do not have that kind of, they're not holding that sort of authority or in the beginning of virus, for instance, in smaller states like hilly states of Himachal, where we would see there were regular checks being done. You needed car passes to, go to another state, and your registration was being done, who you are, where you're coming from, everything was being taken care of. But at this point of time, there's no institutional quarantine anymore. If you go to another state, people really are not caring so much about wearing masks. Although by the government, you cannot enter a public place if you do not have a mask on. But I feel that because there's so much fragmentation and the infrastructure is not that great, economy is slowing down. What's happening is that people are taking it lightly, and they just want to sort of, get back to the normal and not really care about the virus anymore. So the government is not acting as stringent as it would or as it was in the beginning, and now it's sort of fallen flat in its own ways.
Italy.